and welcome back to the Layah Heilpen Show. So today I'm bringing back one of my favorite guests and somebody who you guys have been asking for. Before I bring him on, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a video. Welcome to the show, Sneako. Welcome back.
One of the favorite guests. I didn't know this was requested to happen again. That's good.
Yeah, we went super viral.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah.
What did?
Like everything. Like, because I've seen everything just go super viral.
Yeah, the guest is good back and forth. They like you a lot on my stream too. They've been asking to have you back, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like you're very protective, Gideon, the manager and everything. It's like the way you curate the image and everything is really, I don't know. I just come on. I'm just all day on Twitter. I'm always streaming. It's just, I don't really think about that stuff too much. I just say stuff online, but you're like professional, old school with it, which is good.
Yeah, well, that's all Gideon. Yeah, that's all my brother, because he just like handles everything so that I can remain feminine and nice and sweet. Like genuinely, this is like how we curate everything.
It's good. You need to have somebody to protect that image. You were telling a story. Can you tell that story about what happened this morning in Brickell?
Oh yeah. So yeah, we were chatting earlier, obviously. I was walking around Brickell in the morning and some guy just comes up to me and he's like really weird. He doesn't, and I'm walking with Gideon and he doesn't even look at Gideon and he goes straight to me. Are you Layah? Is that you? And Gideon straight away is just like, stop, no, don't speak to her. And we just keep on walking. So like, I don't even have to do anything or get any, I don't have to like fight or anything like that. He just deals with it. So it's pretty good. It's nice. I like having the masculine energy around to, protect the lady,
Yeah, you mentioned something before, I think on my stream, about how he's kind of set the standard for how your husband has to be. Because if your husband cannot compare to that, if he's there like, no, that protective brotherly nature that he has, if your husband can't do the same thing, then you're just going to be like, my brother's like,
I know.
How you can't, you're pathetic.
I know, it's a problem. Actually, every time Gideon and I are walking, and I was thinking about this the other day, he's constantly like lecturing me, like he's telling me something. The world is like this. Layah, do you know where dogs come from? Dogs are actually like this and each dog is bred for this reason. I'm just there like, oh my God, here's another lecture. But actually, I think I need that. I need to be walking with like a man who knows more than me and can teach me more and can set the standards. So yeah, Gideon's ruined everything.
I haven't noticed a lot of brother-sister relationships like that. Are you who's the elder between the two?
He is.
Okay, that makes sense. I have an elder sister, and she doesn't, even at this point, I'm 24, she only sees me as like little bro. To this day, she's still like, did you eat? Did you call this? Make sure you're driving carefully. Stuff like, and she's only 2 years older, and we're never going to have a conversation where I'm going to know something more than her, because it's just not, it's not possible in her brain.
How old is she?
26.
26. Well, I think it will flip. It will flip, because that's like when you're 30 and she's 32.
I don't think it's ever going to flip.
I think it's going to flip.
No, I noticed that even like when my grandma talks to my mom, it's always that same thing too. Like, did you eat? Did you? Same thing.
It's nice though.
No matter what, like my dad's almost 60 and his mom always still talks to him like he's a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think that dynamic will ever change.
No, I think it's going to change. Give it a little bit of time, because like right now you are younger, and obviously women mature faster than men. So right now, like mentally you're younger, emotionally you're younger, but I think it's going to flip. You'll know more about the world at some point. Like her intelligence, I think, and all the feminists are probably going to like jump on me right now, but I think will like plateau in a way when she becomes more like focused on family and kids and husband. Like she's not going to be, I don't know, like developing her mind as quickly as she would perhaps when she was younger. Everyone's going to kill me for that, but does that make sense? You see what I mean by that?
I think that if you grow up feminist, I don't even think you're capable of, like, even if you start to explain that immediately, he's mansplaining, he doesn't know, I'm triggered, this is problematic. There's just all these roadblocks that they set up to prevent a woman from even being able to understand a different perspective, especially from your brother, from your younger brother. I don't see, you're like, oh, you're sighing when you hear that, but at least you're still open-minded enough to hear it out. I think it's just noise from somebody, a racist, misogynistic incel.
Well, you've been going super viral recently, even more viral with like Twitter and everything. How have you been finding all of that? Because you get people saying, you showed me a tweet, somebody said, I hate you with all my heart. That's a lot.
Yeah. Twitter's been good to post videos on there again. And it's been like, I think the most mainstream platform that I have, besides Rumble, obviously, that's an alternative platform. So how is it seeing all the hate? I'm used to it at this point. It's just like part of my day. It helps me like psychoanalyze the world. And actually, I'm starting to realize like the hierarchy of like why people, if you just look at someone's profile, you could figure out why they hate somebody else very quickly. True. Like if you hate me, or you hate Fresh and Fit, or you hate Tate, or you hate anybody with like a similar ideology, or people that hate you probably have, I could guess it already. You tweet about how, like, who is Ice Spice?
Yeah, who is that? I swear to God, I'd never heard of Ice Spice.
Whatever, she's a New York rapper.
Okay.
When you tweet something like that, you get a lot of those, like, the ghetto feminists, girl boss, queen, single mom, stuff like that, who are really upset about you because you are the polar opposite of, that's a different life path that they didn't take. And you're representing something that's completely opposite to them. And then deep down, there's a sense of jealousy. There's comparison. And so instead of admitting that, they choose to hate you. The same thing with me. Like people who hate me, who invest their lives into trying to call me insecure, to try to invalidate my masculinity and stuff like that. If you look at their page, you look at what they talk about, you could always figure it out. People who are on the same page about what I believe in when it comes to certain, I don't want to say I'm on to get you a strike, but who are on the same page. let's just say politically, medically.
Yeah, medically, we got you.
Right?
Yeah.
If we're on the same page about that, then they understand where I'm coming from and my intentions and what I want to do. And I've been thinking a lot about this. If you have good intentions, if most people weren't brainwashed, they would want people like me to succeed. They would want they would want strong men to succeed. Not saying, I've never called myself an alpha male. I don't think I am, but there's the pursuit of that. And so people should be supporting, like, yeah, this is how you become the best version of yourself, because strong men need to lead society. They need to be in charge. There's a reason why the patriarchy exists. A matriarchy has never worked before. And if people believe that and they believed in the good of humanity and they actually analyze what's going on, they would see that that's the biggest problem, is that strong men are not leading. And so in seeing the active pursuit and me trying to be the best person that I could possibly be, they'd be like, this is what you need to, I thank you for doing this, and here's how you can be better. But their way of doing it, because they can't analyze it properly, is to try to belittle me and bring you down. And I just see that as like shit tests. I see that as different tests, like when you're on a date with a girl and she's going to be like, oh, you really think you're all this? Ooh. What she's really saying, no, this is a really common thing.
Really?
This is really common.
Like,
you know what I'm talking about?
100%.
Girls would be like,
that's kind of rude.
It's little things. I'm sure you've done it all the time too.
I've never gone to a man, oh, you think you're all that? Because
you're not even aware of it. You're not even aware. It's just in your nature. Like when a guy sits down and then you're asking him about his medical history, for example, and you're like, that's a shit test. You're trying to see, are you strong enough to be able to avoid,
of course,
a different voice telling you what you should do with your body.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And so you're testing him. You're trying to see if he's capable of leading. And I noticed that that same dynamic you see on a date, I see from these liberal soy boys, from people who just talk without any specific message online, from the people who, they have a lot of insecurities, have a lot of and just talk. They are shit testing like a woman would on a date by constantly saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. That's them like, are you really a man capable of being right? No, you're not. There must be something wrong with you. And so they shit test you the same way. So I don't even take that hate seriously. Just my point is that it's just them trying to find reasons why they shouldn't listen to you. If I'm trying to if I have a lot of followers and technically I'm leading people and I'm trying to spread truth, that's a leadership role. They're trying to find reasons why I'm incapable of that. And I understand that because, there's a lot of reasons why that should be questioned.
But it's so weird because you can say such obvious things and people just find something to say. And that's something I've only recently noticed because I tweeted today about Kanye West because his daughter's been doing that thing with Ice Spice. I don't know. So I basically said like, that's Kanye's fault because like, if you have children with a ratchet woman, you're going to have a ratchet child. You should pick a woman who you want your daughter to become. Like I will pick a man who I want my sons to become, right? So if you have a daughter with Kim Kardashian, your daughter's going to end up like Kim Kardashian.
You're right.
And everybody commented like, coming from a woman who doesn't have children, what are you talking about? And I'm like, how do you need to have kids? Like, number one, I'm in my 20s. Give me a minute. Number two, how do you even need how do you need to have children to know that? I don't understand how you can just disagree with me. Like, don't you want to pick a quality individual? Like, why would you marry a woman who became famous from a sex tape? Like, how is that controversial?
I was thinking the same exact thing. And actually, when I was working on Ye 24, that was part of the conversation. He had come back from a conversation with Donald Trump, and Trump had mentioned that he was basically criticizing Ye. He was saying, like, he was just calling Kim Kardashian names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat them. And Ye's response, like, well, this is the mother of my children. So I understand, like, and he's been very public about this too. I'm not trying to say anything disrespectful about Ye, but he had a porn addiction since he was 6. And so I've been thinking about that same subject. Yeah, since he was 6. He found.
Oh my God.
I'm sure he's talked about this publicly, but
I wouldn't know.
He found a box of porn that his dad had in his house or something like that, and he started watching porn when he was 6 years old. What? And then that kind of shaped his view of women and probably turned him into more of a sex addict than he would have been if that never happened. And you can hear it in a lot of his lyrics. He'll say things like, I think I just fell in love with a porn star, got married in the bathroom, and then got divorced by the end of the night. And then 3 years later, he married a porn star.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and I was thinking a lot about that because I think Ye is a pure soul. But you could see how a lot of the degeneracy of the West corrupted him, and it wasn't his fault. So at 6 years old, he becomes a sex addict because accidentally he steps upon his dad's box of porn. And his dad has a box of porn because maybe he's in a marriage that is unsatisfied, so he has this thing. And as a result, he marries a woman who people perceive as a porn star because of his addictions as a kid. And then he has kids with her, and now do you see the cycle continues? His children are on TikTok, even though TikTok is terrible for children. They shouldn't be on there. They shouldn't be dancing to sexual songs, especially at that age.
And you don't need kids.
You don't need kids on there. There's just no reason for them to be making those videos. They can have fun. They don't need to post it on the internet. They don't need to have more eyes on them. I think it's disgusting. So I understand his criticism of that and of her mothering qualities, but yeah, you have to see at the same time, like, this is what happens when you marry a porn star. But I was thinking that, but that's the level deeper. Can you really even blame him for marrying a porn star when he?
Yes, because he's a grown man, and so he has to. I'm sorry what happened to him as a child, but once you hit once you hit 30 and you're a man, you better sort that stuff out.
How do you sort that out? Like, can you really change what you're attracted to? Can you really, that's something that's innate. And see, say if he married a traditional woman who's perfect and everything like that, and he has this sex addiction that's not his fault, he's going to find other ways. He's going to find a mistress. Like, being a porn addicted means you're attracted to a certain imagery. It's like maybe he saw that porn video and like that was, or you see him on the cover of a magazine. I think he said that when he saw her on a shoot, that's when he fell in love with her, like seeing her as an image first.
Yeah, but he's a grown adult. So it's like, okay, you're attracted to that. You thought you saw her in a porn shoot. You thought that was amazing. Okay, great. But now think about your children and what that means. Like, you have to think ahead in the long term. Like, for example, I could marry a vaccinated man because I think he's just so attractive. And I'm like, wow, I saw you and I've never seen anything better. But I think about my children that I would have with this person. I'm like, hang on, they could have heart issues. They could have health issues. So now I'm like, maybe I got to look somewhere else.
But overall, I just see it as a result of the degeneracy of the West.
Yeah.
It's porn, it's the music industry, it's attention economy, it's the celebrity status. Like, all of this has ended up to his daughter being on TikTok, and he doesn't want that to happen. The fact that we don't respect fathers anymore, and Ye's a good father, and people just say that he's too controlling for wanting his daughter to not be on TikTok. It's the result of all these problems in the West. And a lot of this is solved by religion. A lot of this is solved by Islam and a pure Christian nation, which America isn't. America does not hold Christian values anymore. But I saw glimpses of that in Dubai, how that could be run properly. But at the same time, have you been to Dubai?
I only spent like 5 days there, so I don't know enough about it. But tell me, I know you just came back from Dubai, so how was it?
I'm about to go again tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
For another couple days.
That's amazing. We got you just in time. Perfect.
Yeah,
wait, so you just came back. So how was Dubai?
Well, I went to Dubai and then I just came back I was just shooting a short film in New Jersey for 7 days. So I'm here for 2 days and then I'm back constantly. And I'm going to Japan right after.
Oh my God.
Nonstop motion right now.
Wait, so let's start with Dubai. How was that? I saw you do a bunch of different podcasts.
Yeah.
I see you have a new Rolex.
Yeah, shout out to Iman Ghazi. He got me this Rolex.
That's amazing. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, let me take it off.
Okay. I'm like yanking you. Come closer. I want to see.
First Rolex.
Let me see.
And shout out to Sartorial Shooter Jewel for getting me the band. It's the Jubilee band.
It's really nice. What does Jubilee mean? Like,
I don't know. That's a London word. You guys know that.
Gideon knows. Go on, Gideon. Do you want to tell us? This is Gideon, the manager.
Hello, everyone. So yeah, Jubilee. I think that's just the type of bracelet.
It's really nice. Yeah, but what if it has a gold thing here? Does that? Because I like that.
That's just two-tone. Yeah, you got Jubilee, oyster bracelet, presidential bracelet. This is beautiful. It's stunning.
Gorgeous.
Well,
it's really nice.
Muslims can't wear gold, so I need to keep it like this.
Muslims can't wear gold?
No, we can't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I need to ask my friend Munir about that. I didn't know that.
Can't wear jewelry.
You can't wear jewelry?
No. I took off my no, I'm still wearing it.
You're still wearing Wait. Muslims can't wear jewelry?
No.
I didn't know that. Why? Do you have to be like pure and without and
because it's
is
just
that like
haram.
worshipping?
It's haram. It's gay. You can wear jewelry. Right? No, it's
wear
just like flashy, shiny stuff on you. That's gay. Like,
what about women? Women can't either.
Yeah, women could.
Oh.
Yeah, women could be gay.
No, so women can wear jewelry,
Yeah.
but men can't.
Men can't.
I didn't know that. So wait, so Dubai, it was good. So Iman got your Rolex. That's so nice.
And I did all these podcasts. We went on I was there with Fresh and Fit, and we basically went on a tour to clear Tate's name and to spread the positive messages and keep that message alive. Because you see the amount of hate right now, it's very popular to hate on them, especially when they're in jail and they can't defend themselves. Especially when people thought that he had cancer. Did you see all the people like celebrating? It's incredible like how demonic most people on social media are. And I want everybody who does that, because that happened to me. I was doing a movie last summer and I had like blood makeup all over me, and then people thought that I got beat up. People were like celebrating on Twitter.
Wow.
Like people were posting like, yeah, celebration memes, all this stuff. You should have to post a picture of your face and your ID in order to celebrate somebody else's downfall. That's when I'm like, I want to know your name, your whole government name before you say something, like before you wish on somebody.
I want to know your mother's name, your father's name. I want to know where you live.
Nah, but
your place of birth.
I'm not going to show up at your house, but you should have that responsibility. You shouldn't be able to hide behind a burner account to prey on somebody's death.
Right.
And the amount of people who are celebrating this conspiracy that Tate had cancer was disgusting, and these people should be remembered. So we were there doing all these podcasts. I did Tom Khan's podcast. This is a shirt from his gym.
Oh, nice.
We still have a couple more coming out, but just to spread positive message right now when they're in jail and they're completely innocent. And nobody actually believes that they're.
People do rationally believe it.
They're coping. Look at everybody. Look, you could see the pattern, just simple pattern recognition. You see everybody who thinks that blue hair, fat, depressed, they, them, in therapy, everything, vegan, Apple Watch. Like it's like you.
Apple Watch is my one.
It's so true.
I will debunk the Apple Watch myth very, very soon. Where's the
Rolex is greater than
yes, mechanical watches are greater than. Exactly, digital watches, Samsung, Apple Watch, but we'll talk about that later.
No, I mean they're just pudgy bodies, blue hair, they, them. It's like they don't actually think that he's guilty. They just need him to be to validate their entire worldview, and they know it.
I have so many questions right now. Wait, okay, hang on. Speaking of blue hair, I have a question. We're gonna get back to Tate, but Destiny. Firstly, who is that?
And
he's done videos of me, and I haven't even watched it because I just can't be bothered.
Oh yeah, he hates you. Yeah.
Does he? Okay, sorry. So Destiny is, as far as I know, is some.
He wants to debate you so bad.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's a gamer. He's like 34 and he games all day. And he likes to debate online.
He hates me. I didn't know he existed.
He hates you.
I didn't know he existed. I swear. So
he asked me if I can get a debate with you, but I'm like, nah.
Oh my god.
She's like, nah, don't do it. It's gonna, nah.
See, that's really nice. I feel like you protected me. You protected me from like this woke crazy.
That's gonna make you, it's not worth it.
That's good. But okay, so like, who is he? And why is his hair blue?
Because that's what he is. He's a blue-haired feminist.
He's a feminist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue-haired, believes in trans people.
He believes in trans.
Quadruple vaccinated, Biden. It's just everything.
How can you support Biden? Atheist.
Like all of it.
So you did a tweet saying that his wife is in your DM. So basically, this was yesterday, and I actually saw it. I read it, and I looked her up. And then I went onto Instagram, and then I was like, I thought you were just joking. And then I went over to his Instagram. I was like, oh, wow, they're actually together. Is that legit? Is his wife actually in your DMs, or is it Photoshop?
They have an open relationship, which, I've tried before. It doesn't work. It's not, don't do it. I don't recommend that for anybody. And his wife has been messaging me.
Has she actually?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I told you it was real because I showed my brother. No. I showed Gideon, and I was like, "Is the screenshot real?"
I mean, I know them, and I had like this is a touchy subject because I like the guy. I'm not gonna lie, I disagree with him about everything. I think he's I think because he believes in free speech, but he's actually willing to have open conversation, which is extremely important. So at least he's willing to challenge his ideas. Most of them aren't. But I like him. And context, actually, before I tweeted that, I sent it to him. I'm like, would you mind if I post this?
Oh, you did?
Well, first, even before I thought about tweeting it, I sent him this because like that's his wife. Right. And I'm like, your wife is texting me. And he's like, LOL, you guys should do a collab. I'm like, what? That blew my, you know how many, this is like a week of me stewing. Like I was having bad dreams about this. I was thinking like his wife and like, bro, like I've hung out with them. Sometimes I go get dinner with Destiny and stuff.
Wait, what do you talk, like what? What do you talk about with this guy?
We just debate. Yeah, we debate. And we've went rock climbing and stuff together. Like I consider him a friend, but then it was something he's like, well, you barely know me. So I guess I don't know. It's like, whatever. But so I'm stewing all night thinking about this thing, and I sent it to him because I asked all these other people, all these older men. I'm like, what do I do about this? Some of them, I'm not gonna name names, are like, you should fuck his wife because they're like, fuck that guy, fuck his wife. And I'm like, no, man, no, it's just too weird. And then I asked other people, like, you should tell him man to man. You know, I'm trying to be more of a wholesome, like God-fearing person. So I'm like, let me not go rush to Twitter. That's what the liberals would do. The liberals would immediately like, look at this, and just like post a DM. So first I showed him, and then he didn't care. And he's like, you should do a collab.
Why do you not care?
That's the
as a woman, I would be so offended if my man didn't care. Like I would be so offended. My brother said to me, he was like, Layah, when you get married, your husband may not want you to have the podcast. So I was like, oh really, why? And he was like, well, you know, you do sit down with men for an hour and you look into each other's eyes for a very long time and get to know each other and they teach you stuff. And I was like, yeah, I guess he may not want me to. That makes sense, fair enough. And so now I'm like, I'm glad that my husband wouldn't want me to have a podcast. Like I'm happy because why?
You want to be protected, yeah.
Yeah, like I like otherwise I'd be very uncomfortable if my husband's happy with me to like go speak with men for hours and all this stuff. Like, no, you should look at me. That's my woman. Like I own her. She shouldn't be with all these men. Like I don't understand how is his wife like okay with this? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That's just they live a completely opposite lifestyle to everything like that. And then I sent him the tweet beforehand, like, would you mind? And he said, yeah, sure, go ahead.
That's nice of you.
So, but yeah, that's for the fan, because they were like, bruh, like his fan, like it was just caused a whole shitstorm on Twitter. But yeah, you know, a lot of it is just like, I see it as mental sparring between like two friends. You know, I genuinely like the guy, stuff like that. I don't think I would ever beef with him, really, but it's good to have somebody. Like, because we're talking so confidently about our worldview right now.
Oh, I know. Isn't it so funny? Like,
it just seems like this is reality. This is the way it is, right? Yeah. And then to have somebody who's like, no, like complete on the opposite and willing to back up the points. I think it's healthy to have that because obviously the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's got to be somewhere in the, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you know what? I just like see how crazy the world is becoming, and like everything is a slippery slope, right? Like the whole LGBTQ plus that goes on for years, right? Like. It's such a slippery slope because at first it's like if somebody wants to identify as a man, but they're actually a woman, you know, each to their own. If that's how you feel happy, for sure, do it. But then we get down this slippery slope where it's like, well, hang on, what if a grown man wants to identify as a child? And now we have a problem.
They
what
do
if,
that.
Right, and they do.
Grown men going to kids' parks wearing diapers.
It's disgusting.
Identifying as babies.
It's a mental disorder.
And now they allowed men to compete in women's powerlifting competitions. You see videos every day of men preventing their kids from even starting puberty because like I'm not going to raise a man, I'm not going to raise a male, so they give a 3-year-old puberty blockers, which is just child abuse.
So now we're seeing like real life problems as a result of this. Let's be kind.
They were right. I was an atheist for a long time, and I remember when the gay marriage thing came up. And I'm like, they should be able to get married.
So was I.
Retard. Just stupid.
I was the same, yeah.
Like, and then trans people are like, people can cut their dicks off if they want to. And then all the religious people were like, no, this is God warned us about this. They said it in the Bible. They were like, hold up signs, pray for Jesus. And I'm like, these guys are like crazy. Like, whatever, man. They were right. Look at the slippery slope that they were warning us about. It happened. It went too far, and it started because we started allowing gay marriage. We went down that slippery slope.
No, I agree with you. Like with the whole like gay marriage thing, I'm very like, look, each to their own. I don't want to impinge on anybody else's life because I am a freedom maximalist. I just don't like when things become unethical and immoral and when children are involved. And then that's where like that slippery slope leads to. Like the term love is love is a dangerous slippery slope because like if love is love, then why can't a 50-year-old man be with a 10-year-old girl because love is love. Well, no. So you see what I mean? Like these slippery slopes is like my biggest
I think it's
concern.
Sweden or the Netherlands. I don't remember which country. Maybe someone could fact check me. But they just allowed bestiality in Europe.
They allowed bestiality in Europe? What?
Not in all of Europe, but in one country. I don't remember what it is. They decriminalized bestiality.
Probably the Netherlands. I don't know.
I think it's the Netherlands. Because
should we do like a Joe Rogan thing? Gideon, can you fact check
Pull
that
that
real
up.
quick? Can you pull that up for us?
Wait, like, tell the story of what happened today when we were looking at apartment.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
diffuse that issue.
Here, take a mic.
So to diffuse the issue, I was looking at some real estate in Miami today, and this is when you can use the woke things to your benefit. So basically, he took us back through the male changing room to get to the main lobby, and then he goes, "Oh, Layah's not allowed in here, obviously because Layah's a woman." So I said to the realtor, "Oh no, don't worry. She's transgender." Yeah. I literally said it straight. She's transgender. Yeah. And then the guy was just looked at me like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Like, no, I wouldn't dare want to step on that. No. Yeah. So you can use these woke things to your benefit. It's all about negotiating and navigating through the matrix. You got to understand how to go through the matrix using the woke things.
And then that's when you fully like accomplish. Like that's when you're at like expert level of
When
matrix.
you know how to communicate with bots.
Exactly. Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, it's really funny.
How to speak bot.
Yeah.
I speak fluent bot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm really good at it.
Like, how do you do? Gideon does really fluent bot.
That's toxic.
Oh, you do?
I can't believe he would say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this.
You're harassing me. Please stop.
I'm triggered.
That's so good. That's so good.
There was one. So it's a bill proposed in Spain. Zoophilia may soon become decriminalized. It's not yet, but there was yeah.
So that's a shame. The Spanish are usually quite traditional and quite, that's why I like Miami, because we have like the Spanish here, the Hispanic,
Yeah,
they look
the
quite no, but still the Spanish and the Hispanics are quite like traditional in their gender roles and like.
But Spain and
stuff.
Italy were the countries to shill the lockdown more than
they're leaders, because that's the European Union and they're a bunch of lunatics and we have to tear them down. Yeah. But it's funny because we're looking for apartments for Gideon, my brother.
Congrats on the move.
Thank you. I have to talk like this, otherwise you won't pick me up. But yes, moved. I'm here in Miami. I love Miami. I'm considering LA. Maybe I should come in. Yeah, I'm considering LA. Oh, electric shock. Ooh. But I think I'm going to go for Miami. And LA is too woke unless you're hidden in the hills. You go down to Beverly Hills in West Hollywood. You do the business there. You have fun. And you hide away back up in the hills. But I think Miami's probably the place. Miami. Yeah, Miami's probably the place for me.
Yeah, no, LA's trash.
Well, Gideon's really good at navigating woke people, and he like drops like jokes, and he'll be like, "Does this building have any like rainbow flags?" He's like, "Do you have any rainbow flags? Otherwise, I can't live here." And then like they don't
any what flags?
Rainbow flags.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, "Oh, welcome to Miami. How come you've moved here?" And he's just like, "Oh, London had too many rainbow flags." Like just so nonchalant about it. You know what I mean? And it's
catch them off guard.
Well, they don't really know. They don't really like.
I'm trying to get in shot, but I'm not in shot. Okay, don't worry. Tell the story, and maybe I'll come later.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying, like.
Tell the story of all the jokes I drop about, like rainbow flags and all this.
No, it's just really impressive. He's just like walking around, like, oh, there's too many rainbow flags, and I'm like, oh God, Gideon, just leave it. And then he's like, yeah, I don't like this apartment. It feels a bit matrixy. And I'm like, Gideon, like what? Like, how are you like? He's just so nonchalant with these people. Whereas I can't even get involved in it. For me, it's a headache.
They say about the train. Oh,
what train?
The subway, the train.
Oh yeah, Gideon's like, oh yeah, and like because obviously you have the metro mover in Miami. They sell him the apartment because it's like, oh yeah, the train is right there, and he's just like, oh, I don't take the train, it's too matrixy. I only take Ubers. I don't take train. It's like the confidence that he has with like shitting on all these like things. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was doing this movie shoot. I think. What were they saying? They had some lady's like living in her van and she's acting and she's doing these Zoom auditions. And I was just like talking really openly about the jab and stuff like that. And she's like, "Are you like one of those like QAnon conspiracy theorists?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What's QAnon?
It's just some Facebook psyop. They whenever there's a conspiracy theory, they put something else to distract people to make you look crazy, to distract from the truth.
But what is QAnon?
It's just like these deep, like you remember like Pizzagate or like about adrenochrome. They're always. It's just the crazy Facebook people that go too far with it. They use that so then people are like, "Oh, you're like a crazy QAnon person." Like, no, I'm just trying to warn you that you're gonna get a blood clot.
Okay, really casual. You're gonna get a blood clot. Yeah. Well, speaking of speaking of the echo chamber, this is actually a pretty wild story I have for you. So I'm supposed to be doing I am doing a TV show in a month in LA. Thanks. We're just talking about crypto. It's gonna be really fun. And the producers are super cool. Love them. Shout out to the Wait Token. Love these people. But they DM'd me and they were like, just warning you, when you come on set, the production company are all based in LA and they know who you are. And, you might get some side eyes. You might get some side eyes. They were all like, what? Why are you having her on the show? And they were like, don't worry, we love you. We want you on the show. And, the head of production, he understands why you're there. And, and even though I'm a woman, I'm a minority, okay?
That's good.
Still, thank you. I'm a woman, okay? And I'm talking about crypto, that should be good. And it's not good enough, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Wait, there's a crypto show and people are not base?
But it's the production company. I know.
Like, how are you in crypto talking about decentralized and you believe in all this centralized nonsense?
I don't know.
Web3 versus Bitcoin.
Yeah, so the people in Web3 and NFTs are woke as hell. Like, they are so woke because they come to it with this mentality of like equal opportunity. Anyone can get in. No barriers to entry.
Yeah, that's very LA. That's why I don't recommend it at all. Like the fact that they can't even see, what's going to happen on the show?
Oh no.
They're not even going to confront you at all about your beliefs. They're going to like go research your Twitter every night. And then on shoot all day, this is them just.
Yeah, I know, side eye. Well,
it's
funny because Gideon's coming with me. Oh, yeah. So it's like, good luck. Like, I'm going to be there, like, just super focused, like, chilling, whatever. And Gideon's going to be there,
Stop.
Like, I saw your side eye.
I swear, if someone tries to go, excuse, aren't you Layah? You're the one who did. I'm like, no, stop. Excuse me, not the time and the place. Back off. We're working, can't you see? If you have an issue, talk to production. They hired us. We're here for a reason. Go away.
I need a husband.
Trust me. No one is going to start anything on this set because I will kick up such a fuss that they'll hear it in fucking Miami. I'm telling you. So don't worry, we got you. It's all good.
Well, good luck though. LA is it's a garbage place. I think the last time I was really thinking like, this is the Matrix. I was in LA and I was waiting for an Uber and the first one canceled because I didn't have a mask.
Stop.
And this happened like 2 months ago. She's like literally, it's in 2023.
Wow.
Like, mask. I'm like, and I almost got in and put it on. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. She drives off. So I'm sitting there waiting on the corner, calling the other Uber. I'm like, this is clown world. And then there's a witchcraft, like astrology, witch nose piercing sign over there where they can come in and do witchcraft on your palms and stuff. Over there, there's a they, them, bald mullet with blue hair walking over with the giant belly. Yeah. There's these like half gender people walking there. And I'm like, this is the center of the I'm here. I'm in it right now. I saw all of it in just 3 seconds.
That is wild.
I can't do LA. There's witchcraft, there's a mask, and then there's some guy shooting fentanyl in his arm, and then people are twitching and like taking more and doing Percocet on the streets.
And they're all voting Democrat.
And they're all voting Democrat. And there's tents on fire and stuff. It's just, there's U-Haul trucks. U-Haul ran out of trucks leaving California.
Who?
U-Haul is the moving company. Those orange
Okay.
trucks, whatever. It's an American thing. They ran out of trucks to go and move people's items outside of the state. It's a failed state.
That is crazy.
So advice for anybody listeing, just get out of liberal cities as soon as possible.
But don't come here. Don't come
you
here.
Came here. I came here.
Cause
you came here.
It's okay. But we're not woke. We're not woke.
But they come here and they get converted. When
I don't know. Have you checked out Austin, Texas?
Yeah, it's
like liberal. Yeah, because they come here and they vote the same.
That's true.
Yeah. I can come here. No, I'm being really ridiculous right now. But you know what I mean.
Okay. So make sense before you come here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add value. Assimilate.
Okay.
Assimilate. Become a Republican. Honor Ron DeSantis. Take your mask off and come hang out with us.
Yeah, another thing I like about Dubai is they don't allow you to even become a citizen. Really, you're just constantly living. They favor the Emiratis, the people that they favor the ethnic origins of that place.
Oh, how racist!
Which
How
is
xenophobic.
Which is kind of good when you see it, because
I
like it's
agree.
really well run, and they favor the people who actually live there, and everybody else, all the expats who live there, they're there just like using the city, and they enjoy it, and they enjoy their place. They don't complain about it. Like, it should be equal. No, I moved here. Dubai, like in the Middle East, they want to keep it like Japan. They trying to keep it Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing that's happening in Ireland. They're saying that it's Ireland's full. They don't want anybody. They want nobody else coming in, because
Interesting. I
immigrants,
didn't know that.
too many immigrants, and if you start to make everything equal, they come here and they get all arrogant and stuff like that. Like, we should take over, but you're not providing any solution to replace it with.
I guess it's a little bit of protectionism over like the culture of the land and the norms of the land that you're going to.
And it started out as a white country, and black people and Chinese people were building it, you know, and maybe that essence of it would keep the country going properly. I mean, look, we tried the equal opportunity thing and didn't work. Failed experiment.
And we're doing all right. None of us here are white. So, you know, we're doing all right. I'm not really white, am I? I'm not white. Come on. I'm Jewish. We're not white, Gideon. We're olive. I prefer the term
Black people
coffee
will call
color.
you white.
They actually don't. Well,
Black people call you
some
white. White
don't.
people, most white people will call you white. Woke white people will call you white.
No, at university.
The Christian whites
Put
won't.
your hand out.
No.
I think we're the same color.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Come
like,
on.
give me your arm.
Give me a few weeks. Wait till I get my Miami
Come on.
tan. Once my Miami tan is on, I will be your color. So I could
Come
be
on.
whatever you are. I don't know what you are.
What are you? Like
You are
half
ethnically
Filipino,
ambiguous.
half like.
That's the politically correct term. Ethnically ambiguous.
No, you have like
Yeah.
Filipino.
So you're winning
genes.
certain points, by the way, for being ethnically ambiguous.
Oh yeah, I get to
You
talk
will
about
point.
this stuff like very easily. Like this subject is perfect for me to talk about.
relax.
Wait, but I just want to say, when I went to university, so I was in like a Jewish bubble all my life until I went to university. Then I went to university, and everyone there was like white and English, and they were like, "You're not white." And
Yeah,
I was like,
actual
what?
white supremacists won't call you white because they're like, oh, we need to be Christian, Anglo-Saxon, all this stuff. They have all the white pride, stuff like that. To woke white people, you're white because they'd be like, it's the same color.
Yeah.
roughly.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just remember calling my dad like really confused. I was like, "Dad, are we white?" Like I was like, and everyone's saying that I'm not white. I thought I was white. And then everyone was like looking at me like I was foreign, and I was really confused. They were like, "What percentage of like English to Jewish are you?" And I was like, 100% both.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know where to go with this. Like that was my university experience. But anyway, so you said you're going to Japan, or you've been in Japan, or you're going to Tokyo?
Yeah, I'm going to Japan. I want to do a show with Ryan Dawson. I think you should speak to him.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he would. You would have a really interesting conversation. He's like he was the first person to uncover the Epstein file, and he was the first person like back in 2000. He was banned on MySpace. Like he was canceled long time ago. I think that you guys would have a good conversation. I think I mentioned you to him. Okay. He said some positive things about you, but yeah, I want to go and visit him.
Like, how old is he? Who is he?
I think he's like 40 or something like that. And he has his own, he streams on Cozy TV sometimes, and he has his own website. Extremely, one of the smartest people that I've ever spoken to geopolitically.
Okay.
Like extremely aware. So I want to go talk to him. And he's been talking a lot about how Japanese women are much better than American women.
Interesting. I didn't know.
Did I tell you the stat yet?
No, tell me.
Guess how much the average, well, you only know kilos, right? Do you know pounds?
Yes, I know pounds. What, like
Okay.
weight?
Yeah, guess how much
I
the
know
average
pounds,
American
yeah.
woman weighs?
So I weigh like 8.5 pounds. Stone. I know stone. Sorry, I know stone.
Stone?
We do stone at home.
Is this 400
I-
BC? What are you talking about
We do
stone?
stone. What is that in pounds? Like 115 pounds?
14 pounds is 1 stone.
If I say I weigh 115 pounds, does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I weigh 115
Yeah,
pounds.
you
So
do.
the average,
Average American woman.
I don't know, like 130, 140. is that too low? Stop. Stop. Is it?
Ready for the red pill?
Oh my God.
170.
Stop.
170.
I'm 115.
Yeah. That's the average. Guess how much the average American black woman weighs?
I don't know.
187.
180. Why is everyone fat here?
Because the food, like you said, and also just the diet, the lifestyle, what they promote, what the advertising, what they show in Walmart, the food portions, the food sizes, the lifestyle, the stress, like everything just points to being fat as fuck. But in Japan, the average woman weighs 120 pounds. And so he's like, ooh. And now it just seems like this utopia away from all this garbage, away from these fat feminist girl bosses who think like, I don't need him. Just away from all that. I want to go check it out and see what another society's like. Dubai was a good step away from the West and seeing an Islamic culture, but there's a lot of people who are red pilled who live in Japan as well. So I would like to see, I want to be able to see more places that are away from the Western degeneracy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wanted to go back a minute and ask you about Tate, because you mentioned the whole cancer thing, and that was pretty crazy, because I saw that a Twitter account put out all those like files and those documents, but then a lot of people close to him like confirmed on social media that he had cancer.
Like, as people,
Satoru Shooter, I saw he wrote like an Instagram thing saying, yes, confirmed, I was the one that drove him. I saw, what's his name? Sterling. Yeah, Sterling. He said something. So I was confused, like, but then he says no.
To be honest, yeah, I was. They were like, yeah, as people close to him, I knew this. I'm like, I never heard about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it was a misunderstanding.
It feels like a lot of like, this is my take, and you can give me your take and tell me if you're wrong. I feel like there's a lot of the narrative around Tate. It's being curated purposely by those closest to him. I feel like he's in charge and in control of how he wants the public to perceive him. Yes. That like, I feel like he's like driving a certain narrative. Like he knows, like he wants people to be talking about certain things about him. He wants people to only know certain things about him. Like, I know you said that he has kids, and a lot of people say he has kids. I still don't know. I still don't know. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think this is my pick. Oh yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, Layah gets very hangry, so we've got her some Nutella and breadstick.
Nutella, not Nutella.
I was trying to say it in the American way. No, okay, anyway, no, I agree. I think Andrew Tate, I think he's got a lot of smoke and mirrors around him, and there's a lot of theatre around Andrew. He will show you what he wants you to see when he wants you to see it. So it's like, he has cancer. Oh no, it's been revealed he doesn't. He's like poking the bear, getting reactions, seeing how they bite, and then moving forward with it in whichever way he likes to go. He'll show you he has kids. Oh no, he doesn't have kids. It was Tristan's kids. He's putting out what he wants you to see, and he will react accordingly and do whatever it is basically do whatever it is he does. I think he's basically a master at it. So, you know,
it's a lot happening. I just don't know what I believe. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, this is my famous thing. This is what I always say. So forget if you're on the right, forget if you're on the left, forget if you love Andrew, you don't love Andrew, you love CNN, you don't love CNN, whatever it might be. I live by my own experiences. So what I see with my eyes, I will confirm. But that doesn't mean you don't need to tell me to not touch the stove because it's boiling hot. You don't need to tell me that for me to figure out it's hot. But the more ambiguous things like news or information that we hear, I will live by my own experience. So if I see it, I will confirm it's true. But if I haven't seen it with my own eyes, I just take it as gossip, hearsay, innuendo. I don't believe it. That's my view. Yeah. Okay, bye. I'll take these.
I don't know. There's just like so much that I don't know until I see with my own eyes, basically.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak about that stuff. I never heard about it. So yeah. I just want everybody to realize that he's innocent, and just can't wait for them to get out of jail so that they could finally keep spreading the positive message that a lot of us have been impacted by. Yeah,
it's so crazy that they're still in jail. I can't believe it, and people celebrate it. I know you spoke about this earlier, but like, people are literally celebrating it. I mean, it's a pretty big eye opener. If you went to jail, they would celebrate. If I went to jail, think about how many people would be extremely happy if we died. Actually, that was something that I was thinking about. Like, there's people out there, and then you have to move calculated, and then you got to play chess with all these things. You have to be extremely knowing how many people are preying on us to fail. You just have to play it smarter, and you have to carry your image better, and just make sure that you stay positive and you don't get involved in the back and forth nonsense. You can't let them bring you down to their level, because misery loves company. They want you to fail. They want you to die because they're unhappy. And so they need you to be arguing with them, because now you're on their level. Now you're equal to them because you're even engaging in a conversation with these miserable people. So I see them for what it is. You asked me earlier about this question, like these people who wish death, who are, actually want you, like who hate you with all your, just let them be. I understand. You got to approach it with empathy, and not even in a patronizing, like, oh, little guy. It's just, I feel you. I mean, I've been there before. I've been an unhappy person on the internet leaving long comments. You're not that person anymore. I'm not the type of person to reply to it. Just let them go. They need that. That's their little bit of happiness at the end of the day. They're not really fulfilled. They're getting called losers. They don't accomplish their dreams and goals. They don't know why they're being programmed to think they're depressed, and there's all these other things that make them unhappy. And so their little bit of dopamine is to say, I hate you. And so instead of being like, whoa, just let them have it, I'm not going to change their mind. They would feel happier if I engaged with them and they had a conversation, but then afterwards, like after a day, it'd be even worse, because then I'm not giving them more attention. So I understand. That's a great mentality, that they need that. Yeah. They need that.
They need it.
Yeah, they need
Genuinely.
it. That's interesting because I get so much hate, but I don't look at it anymore. I'm like, I don't care. Like I just tell my brother, like I don't care. Like we were talking about because we had the Bitcoin conference coming up, and Gideon's like ready to like be on guard in case anyone actually tries to like attack me or whatever. And Gideon was like, no, they won't. The worst they'll do is like, you know, probably upload a picture with you and then like trash you online, or like a video with you and then trash you online.
They're not gonna come up to you. I've never had anybody come up to me. It's weird. I have people like 10,000 likes. I hate Sneako with all my heart. Never seen any of them. I think this, and that really opened up my eyes to those types of people, because the same people who are replying to everything and saying they hate me, they probably also came up and asked for a picture.
Exactly.
It's got to be that way. It's got to be their way of like feeling like they're a part of it or something like that. I think about how many pictures I've taken at the airport with people who have also wished death upon me. Because they never come up and say, I want you to die. Never. I've never had any negative interactions in public. Have you?
That's good. No, thank God.
Like creepy guys, but not like I hate you.
No, I get really positive interactions, but like I am on guard. Like I'm very careful now. Yeah, I'm very careful.
It's the women.
Yeah, so Gideon thinks that I should be more careful of like the trans women on like South Beach or something like that, because they're actually men, so they could physically hurt me. But because they think that they're women,
it's not a
they
hate
think
crime.
we're on a level with each other, so
Right.
they're gonna be like, yeah, bitch, like, like punch in the face or
I've
something.
said that. I'm gonna come here actually. Like I've said this. Oh, this is better. Oh, that's better.
Why don't you
Wait,
go to see? Gideon, you should just sit here.
All right. No, I can't even get in frame. But anyway, I've said this on your story, I think. I'm not afraid of the men. That's better. I'm not afraid of the men for you. No man is it's very rare that a man will come up and attack you.
Men are really nice.
They're going to be polite, maybe a bit creepy, whatever, but they're not going to ever attack you. It's these feminist women who see what you write online and they will come up to her and say, oh, there she is. And they'll do trickery, deception, street tactics, you know, like real street tactics, deceptive stuff. Oh, I love you. Hey, girl. Hey, all this crap. Bang, cracker in the face. There was a crackhead-looking woman who came up to us the other day. I was about to grab Layah to move her out of the way, but then I realized after 2 seconds it was cool, unlike the creep this morning. But these are the people you need to be careful of. It's the feminist women, it's the transgender women, the blue-haired women. They're the ones who feel, oh, it's girl on girl, come on, we're allowed to fight. Men, it's very rare where they would ever dare get physically confrontational with you. It's so rare.
Which is funny, because like all these people hate men so much, and I'm like, it's the men who are the nicest.
Yeah.
Like it's the men who are the kindest whenever I get approached.
Because we have to be on guard now. It's just the Me Too movement. Men are afraid of saying anything negative publicly. Yeah, they do. Just understand that all this stuff exists only because social media exists.
Yeah.
This is where people get to let it go.
All right, so I want to move on this conversation a little bit, and I want to talk about social media and free speech, because you had this huge platform on YouTube. What did you have? Like 1 million? You had what? Like 2 million?
1.3 on my main, 150 on my second. So I would say 2 million. 2 million total. Yeah.
And you were banned on Twitch as well.
Yep.
How did that feel? Because you put so much time and so much energy into building this thing. I'm sure you obviously made a lot of money from it, so it became like part of like, you know, making a living and just existing, and they took that from you. How did that feel? At
first I kind of expected that to happen, but it's been a couple months now, and I kind of like that it happened. At first there was a moment where I was looking through my hard drive. I had come back from London, so it happened right after I was in Bucharest with the Tate brothers, and then I went to London. He flew and did Piers Morgan, and I was just shopping, got the email, blah blah blah. I was at dinner with a lot of these people, and I just kept pushing forward, kept doing podcasts, like, okay, this will happen. But then I'm back in Miami, and I'm looking through my hard drives trying to find my old videos, and then some of them weren't popping up. And I called my mom, like, do you have my hard drive or whatever? And I'm just like looking through all the old memories, like 10 years, and I'm just like, that hit me there, like all this. It felt like lost memories. It's like, oh God. It felt like looking through, it's like opening up an old chest, an old box of your old toys, stuff like that, and then there's a lot missing and it's tarnished. That's what it was like. Now, it's been a couple months. I think it's part of the journey. It's just part of it. I actually like that it happened. It gives me another layer, like another chink in my armor.
It's like a medal of honor.
Yeah, it is. A badge. I was canceled and I'm still here. I'm still thriving. New chapter, new step. I'm on Rumble. You know, it adds a level of mystery. It gives me more validity for everything that I talk about, because, you know, you said that you can't talk about these things, and I'm living proof that you can't. And I think it's supposed to be more difficult. Yeah, I have to work 3 times harder than my competition on an alternative platform. I have to think smarter, more strategically. I like the challenge, and I think that it's a good step, and it's also a signal to anybody who's watching this that wants to speak about what they really want to speak about, and they don't want to be afraid of cancellation. They don't want to be afraid of getting attacked or woke mob, any of this garbage, to just say what you really think. Don't be afraid. Don't let the woke people pressure you into believing something that you don't believe in. Do what your heart is saying that you should do. You can't let them win, or it's going to continue the cycle. So hopefully that inspired somebody, and I know it did. And I'm just going to keep on pushing. And I am not bound by these mainstream platforms. They don't own me. I'm able to, as long as I have access to the internet, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Right. That's really cool. My thing with a lot of these platforms, though, is that they... Like Rumble, I don't think is decentralized. I just think it's just not part of, like, it's got its own servers, right? Like it sort of reminds you of Elon Musk and Starlink. You know, it's got its own servers, but it's still owned by that individual. And for me personally, that concerns me a little bit because, like, I love Twitter right now. Twitter,
so good.
You know, you can say all these amazing things. You can say there's only 2 genders and all these crazy things. Oh my God, believe there's only 2 genders. Because Elon Musk allows that, right? But like, we don't know what could happen with Elon Musk. Like, I genuinely believe everybody is corruptible. Everybody has a price. Like, I don't know. I don't know what could happen with Elon Musk. I mean, he won't let Alex Jones back, right? So I'm often really concerned that these good actors could potentially become bad actors. And like with Rumble, for example, I need to go down that hole. Like I need to get
Alex
on
Jones
Rumble
is on
more.
Rumble, and Nick Fuentes is on Rumble, and
Yeah.
they're both banned.
But
on
what
Twitter.
if you like? But what if you like had a falling out with the CEOs, or what if you, I don't know, something happened, or what if I don't know them that well? What if like they became corruptible?
Everybody is capable of being compromised.
Yeah.
Anybody can go fly out to an island, slip up, and then they get him on video touching a kid, and it's over.
Right.
Russell Brand was recently speculating on Joe Rogan about how many people are actually compromised, how many scientists were compromised. I think the woke people have this misconception that scientists will always tell the truth. A lot of those scientists and these leading experts to push these medical ideas were on the island. And if they had, I don't remember what the equation was, but since Epstein's island was open, there's probably like 30,000 different people in power and science and politics that all went there and got compromised on camera.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Hopefully, Chris, please don't go on an island. Don't get compromised on video. But right now, he's not. So.
Right. But that's why. Sorry, just say like that's like my biggest fear, and that's why I really want a decentralized. I actually want a decentralized internet, like desperately. That's what I really want, because obviously I just had my video. Robert Kiyosaki video taken down, got a strike, David Icke taken down. It's unbelievable, but there are quite a few projects who are actually decentralized. But like you said, there are a lot of pump and dumps, but there is one project which I really like. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called Tommy. Have you heard of them?
No.
So they're basically building a decentralized internet, and there's no CEO, there's no centralized authority that can go off to any island and be compromised or anything like that. They basically have, everything is owned by the community. So they have a decentralized autonomous organization where people can basically vote on different things that happen on the platform. And for me, I find that so much more, makes me feel more comfortable using a platform like that, because there's no CEO that you can fall out with, that can get compromised, that can, have a price or whatever it is. So I personally feel a lot more comfortable with something which actually is decentralized. But you have to be really careful, because in the crypto world, there are projects that pretend to be decentralized, but they're using like the AWS, the Amazon Web Servers, Google and all this stuff, but they're not actually decentralized. But the thing is, you have to be willing to get involved in crypto, and you have to be willing to actually like try these new platforms. Like, would you ever be willing to jump in and,
of course,
and
I
go
would.
over? You would?
Yeah, I think I'm one of the perfect type of influencer to do it.
Yeah.
But right now, very Rumble focused. But yeah, of course I am.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so excited for something like that. It's just, I like Rumble and I like what it's doing, but I don't like the idea of a CEO. Just don't trust them. Yeah. And then also you understand that like with these different projects and different companies, everybody has a goal and a principle. And freedom of expression, for example, and freedom of information, I know is at the heart of Tommy. And for me, that makes me comfortable. And I don't have to worry about any CEO going off. I don't have to worry about anything happening. That is the platform, and I feel more comfortable in that.
I haven't checked it out, but what do they say in Django? You have my curiosity.
Oh,
Now
thank you
have
very
my
much.
attention.
Thank you very much. But what do you think of the future of the internet's going to be? Because if we don't adopt actual decentralized platforms like TommyNet or whatever it is, or something like Rumble, I don't know, if you don't adopt these, I feel like we're going to go down to this we're going down like an Orwellian route where the likes of Facebook, Google, Amazon, they control everything. And, YouTube, for example, has YouTube Kids, which is just like indoctrinating the young kids with all this rainbow indoctrination. And it's really dangerous. These 3 corporations would control everything. So how do you see the future of the internet?
I think that they completely lost all their validity, or nobody believes in mainstream media anymore. Nobody. There's not one person who on both sides, nobody actually believes the narrative. I think most people believe in certain influencers. I think people are going to look at independent journalists more now. This is what happened in the past 3 years more than ever. People are going to look to people that they can relate to, that they are entertained by in order to get information from. It's not going to be in the hands of just a corporation, of one network, of one website. People are going to be more skeptical. So I think they've effectively decentralized information as well, where the being so untrustworthy, you saw that Trump started that. That's the reason he won, was to actively call out the mainstream programming, to call out the news, and nobody can disagree with that. So now that that's happening, I think people are going to gravitate towards, and for anybody watching, that's what you should do. Just try to get information from different people that you can trust on a more personal level instead of a network.
And one thing which obviously we can't talk about online, which is always being censored right now, but I feel I'm happy to talk about it, is like the dynamics between men and women. And I know you talk a lot about that. So I kind of want to have that as like a final topic to get into. You talk a lot about how girls are, especially in Miami with the and like OnlyFans girls and all this stuff. So since we last spoke, I'm interested to know how is like your take on women, younger, like I guess not really millennials anymore, more like Gen Z. Like what's your take on how things are in society right now?
Well, I know what they prioritize. They're all addicted to attention. So I advocate men to go their own way. MGTOW, we call it online. Just focus on your purpose, on what you're supposed to do, and let them stumble across, if they do, and try to find a wife. I don't think it's worth investing too much time into that garbage. Or I think casual sex is a giant distraction. Of course, you're going to need to do it. Guys need to get that out of their system a little bit, but put the curiosity to the side for the most part. Focus on what you should be doing, and then everything else is going to fall into place. I think I understand most Gen Z women now. If they're addicted to TikTok, which they pretty much all are, then they're going to be addicted to attention. If they're going to be addicted to attention, they're going to prioritize their appearance over trying to find love. And you can hear them talk on all these, when you really dissect what they all say pretty much the same thing. They have the same belief systems. They're not that interesting. So I don't want to waste my time with them. The only time I spend going on dates now, I see it as like going to the gym to spar. I just do it to train myself. Like in Dubai, I went on like 3 or 4 dates, and I'm just in there like navigating, like bobbing and weaving with the shit test.
What kind of women you go on dates with?
Oh, Dubai, they were just garbage. Oh God.
Why? What made them garbage?
So they're in Dubai, and there's a lot of money around, and so they're a lot of them are corrupted. So they've moved there because one, they had a boyfriend that moved them out there, and then they broke up because they thought they were going to be a girl boss. They have daddy's money. And so they don't want to be daddy's money girl, so they invent a career in their head about, I'm a real estate agent, and they're just going around like, I'm in a business meeting. Who says business meeting? Just go to the meeting. And like what they're telling you, like this is, and they're wearing like a suit, but they're not really making any. You're making all your money from your dad. Like stop trying to put on this thing to go and compete so that you could be like, oh, I'm interested. You're not interesting. Yeah. No one cares about your career. We don't. Yeah. But it's just navigate. I'm like learning these things about the tactics and try to get around that. These women are just dumb. There's so much money in Dubai that a lot of women, they don't want to submit. They don't want to like relinquish their power. So they're competing with the guy they're on a date with.
Oh,
but guys,
that's so sad.
Guys aren't competing with the guys. Just want to like spend time with the girl. These girls are just like, I'm also interesting and have a career. And this is shut up.
But how old are these girls?
My age, like 23, 24. Yeah, I was going around and you try to, and also there's the Muslim thing. So they're trying to like I'm not easy. Like, okay, but you're also not good at having conversation. So pick one, Don't be prude and also be terrible at having conversations because now you're just a waste of space. So like, be useful. If you're gonna be a girl, add some value. Value, like if you're gonna make no sense, I know realistically. Otherwise, you're just like, I'm taking you out to dinner and you're just being a for no reason. Man, go away. But I got pretty good. I went on 3 dates and I got pretty good at navigating the shit test and stuff like that, and learning more about.
What kind of shit test did they give you?
So when women have a bad relationship, they will put it on the next guy, and as if it's like they'll blame men for a failed relation, like. You think like, oh yeah, well you think that I'm going to be that? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Yeah. Like, oh, you think I'm like easy or nice to meet you, you know?
Yeah.
I had this girl get in the car. I said maybe like 3 sentences after like getting her on Instagram and telling her to come through. And she's in the car in the back seat and she says, I hope you know I'm not having sex with you tonight.
What?
Like, I didn't even talk to you yet.
Wow.
Like I'm not like one of these other girls. So what that was is she probably got cheated on. Her ex-boyfriend probably just slept around with other girls, and so she has this idea that girls are easy and she's not like those other girls. She's trying to feel better than the other girls that she's around.
But the men did that to her. That's not her fault.
Well, then it's not my fault either.
Right.
Why am I suffering because you couldn't maintain a relationship? You know, it's I understand it's I don't care whose fault it was. I'm taking you out to a nice dinner. Fuck off with your nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was like. Just okay. But a lot of guys, so she'll have a lot of shit test barriers. So she's testing there. If I got angry, I got emotional. Like, what do you mean? You're not gonna have sex? I was just like, don't worry. I don't want to, I'm not that easy either. Like, oh,
that's a good response.
Right. Like, you need to take me out on 3 dates. And she goes, haha. She was just testing mentally because she has all these blocks, and you just need to be able to stay stoic when she's being a bitch.
Yeah.
And just bob and weave her bitchiness and just not get, and then
that's funny.
She ended up the next day, she sent me an apology video because she texted me like, thanks for tonight, after she was being a bitch.
Yeah.
When I called her the taxi to go home, she's like, I hope you know it's my job to make your life difficult.
She said that to you?
Word for word before she got in the cab. Word for word. And I'm like, okay. Wow, and in that moment, I'm like,
such a red flag.
Bye. You know, I didn't do anything. Just bye. You know, so, and then the next day she says, thanks for dinner. And then I didn't respond. She says, you're welcome, sarcastically. And then she sent me an apology video like, sorry, my ex-boyfriend was really toxic. No. And now I'm like, I have all this baggage, and she's 23. So it just shows like how quickly women can become corrupted by pair bonding the wrong way, being in a relationship where she had the wrong intentions. Oh, wow. She's there with the blazer on, trying to be a business girl, and she's just doomed.
Hate blazers so much.
She's trying to be Hillary Clinton. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. She's doomed for failure. Yeah. She's not going to realize this until she's 35 with a bunch of cats, and then she's going to be like, maybe I should have been nice when this guy took me out to a nice restaurant in Dubai. But it is what it is. You just realize, like, I find that entertaining to just see female nature for what it really is and how women can get corrupted, and also to strengthen my ability to not get emotional and to stay stoic in situations like that. When she, like, so we're out to dinner and all these girls are having a fun time, they're dancing, and she's like in there just texting, like all this stuff, and I'm like, why are you being unpleasant? But just breathe, it's fine. And then towards the end, a couple days later, I got my revenge.
What did you do?
I got what I wanted.
You got what you wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So, but that would not have happened if I wasn't unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer individuality. Makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. No. Bob and weave, the shit test. That's all you got to do.
I like it. What are some of the green flags that you look for?
Good conversation, happy, friendly, well-dressed, and yeah, I would say like you present the way you present yourself online are a lot of green flags. Like I'm surprised that that you're not married. That's my synopsis.
There's nobody that I like enough yet. Because
your standards are high. Your standards are very. Look at the way Gideon's here. Like, no, stay back. Like,
I need that. I need that so much.
But
I really do.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I need that. That's tough. Yeah. Yeah, you can. You see the.
No, it's I don't think that. Hello, testing 1 2 3. I don't think that.
You've ruined everything for me, Gideon.
No, I think that Layah, like from obviously I know you, Layah's my sister. I think that Layah is very competent. I think that she's a very competent individual. Obviously, she's very intelligent as well. Wonder where she gets all that from. I sound like Dad.
You do sound
I sound like dad. What the fuck? He literally just said that line. Anyway, but the point is, what the fuck?
That's good.
What the fuck? But my point is, I think that she is competent and intelligent, all that kind of stuff. So and as we know in this kind of like, you know how men and women are in reality, women obviously go upwards. You know, they want someone better and, I guess, worst case scenario, equal. But like, you know, Layah,
I disagree. Not equal. Women need some
worst. No, I was saying worst case equal.
Okay.
Until the divorce happens 5-6 years later, right?
Okay.
But like, exactly. So they want, you know, someone a lot better, and Layah wants someone a lot better. And obviously, as we know, oh, sorry, did I just spit on you? I'm sorry. But as we know, oh, I'm sorry. But as we know, you know, like these kind of men, they're not everywhere. They're less than 1%. They're called 1% men or whatever you want to call it for a reason. You know, they're not every day walking on the street where this is a great way to tell you, to illustrate how there's so many beautiful women for men to choose from. I was saying this to this girl I was hanging out with the other day. You know, let's say you're hanging out with a girl called, I don't know, Natasha. You could say to her, I'll show you that there's a gajillion other There's a gajillion other Natashas who are beautiful. You could literally say, I'll type Natasha in on Instagram and I'll watch what comes up. There'll like be a gajillion Natashas. Click on them, the top ones, with big bum, boobs, everything. You're like, oh, there's 100 others for me to choose from. Go try find another me. It's very difficult. So, and obviously, you know, you want to get it right as a woman, and like Layah understands that. You don't want to mess around with different men. You just spoke about a 23-year-old woman who has a lot of baggage because she's not picking right. Is she? She was with some toxic person or whatever that person was.
I think that guy was fine. They were engaged, apparently.
Yeah.
She was saying all this stuff. They were engaged, and she probably just got too much pride, and she wanted to be equal. She wanted to be like, I'm also an earner. And then she just got like, I'm this. I think the career thing got in the way, and her ego did. Women are egotistical because of social media.
Yeah.
They think that they need to do the things that men do in order to earn status. But women don't understand that no one cares about your status as a woman. It's like your feminine quality. Do you have good energy? Are you pleasant to be around? Are you beautiful? That's what matters. I don't care about your career. Nobody does. You're only trying to impress yourself and other women.
I think I'm in the frame, by the way, now.
Finally.
Oh, wait, I think I'm in the frame. Yeah, I wasn't in the frame. But no, you're absolutely right. Look, listen, whether that 23-year-old woman, she had something good going for her, I don't know, maybe. But the point is, a lot of women, as we know, they pick up bad baggage, like you were saying. So like, it's very important that Layah picks correctly, because otherwise, you don't want to get into that situation, and that's hard.
Yeah, for
and that's
women,
hard.
Women, when they go through bad,
you don't want to rush things.
When women have bad experiences, it makes them worse people. That's why it's important to have somebody that can protect you from stuff like that. And when some blue-haired guy's like, let me debate her, I'm like, don't.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I love that you did that, because I feel like I don't know, that's good, that's nice. Like, no, let's leave Layah. Let's protect Layah. She doesn't need your energy.
It's not going to be good. It's just don't do it.
Yeah.
So nice.
You need that, but for men, like that's why I go on these terrible dates, because then it doesn't make me. I'm not like, ugh. It's like, oh, I understand why. It makes me be able to navigate this better in the future. Understand more. When I get canceled, that makes me better, because I'm like, it gives you more mental strength. It gives you more stamina. It makes you a more competent person to go through hardship. Women, it just makes you worse.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So that's why it's very important. Layah doesn't just settle for any, like, there's loads of men, like, you know, loads of men ask me different, and I'm like, sure, speak to her. You know, like, but she doesn't want any of them, because she sees like, he's not this, he's not that, and like, it's like, maybe if it's, I earn more money than you, or if it's like, you've had the jib jab, and I haven't had the jib jab. So she's like, if I can withstand having the jib jab, like, why can't you as a fucking man? It's like, why can't you do it? Why do I have to be with someone who gets tricked and fooled by the government? Yet I don't. Like, how does that make you better than me? Like, I want someone who's better. And like, so it's tough, but like, I think, you just got to
Can I ask you something that happened
and pick her up
recently? I think Sonny told me about this. Sonny works in the Creativity Kit. He said that you guys went out to dinner, and maybe you can cut this out if you don't want me to bring it up, but you had went on a date, and then you were not responding, or something, like her location was messed up.
Good. Wait, who? Sonny said this?
Yeah, well, he said that in confidence.
We gotta speak to Sonny. We gotta speak to Sonny. Wait, Sonny, if you're watching it, because I know he wants to come on the show, and we were gonna organize. We gotta speak to Sonny. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Sonny's lovely. No, it's fine. No,
Sonny's
great. No, Sonny's great. He's lovely.
But that's a true story. So continue what you were saying, and I'll elaborate on the story.
It was crazy.
Damn, I just called him out a rat.
No, all good, Sonny. We love Sonny. We're gonna do a collab with Sonny.
Okay, so He said you were on a date right before you went to dinner.
Yeah.
And then your location was responding, and then you were just like, I'm gonna go call the cops, and you were like looking at the location, freaking out.
Okay. What happened was, so yeah, Layah went on a date with this really cool guy. He's a nice guy. I said, sure, you should ask my sister out, and very cool guy. Anyway, the point is, I asked, of course, I say, Layah, put your location services on so I can see exactly where you are. And so I can see. Anyway, the point is...
Especially because Gideon set up the date. So I was on the date because of Gideon. So now Gideon is entirely responsible for whatever happens to me.
You could say
Continue.
You could say that. Exactly. Anyway, the point is, I always say, look, just text me where you are. Let me know when you get in the car. Let me go to the restaurant, whatever it is. And I see, and I knew where they were going, but I see him go in a complete different direction on the location. I see...
We were supposed to be going south, and I was going directly north. Up the highway for like a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, so she's going up the highway for a good, whatever, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. And I'm like, where the fuck are they going? This is not where they're going. This is really weird. So, maybe they're going a different, he chose to go to a different restaurant, no problem. So I'm calling Layah to confirm this. What's the deal? I'm texting her, she's not answering. So I'm out for dinner, yes, with Sonny, my friend, that Satire, whatever it's called. And I'm like, I said to guys, I gotta go. And I'm about to leave the dinner, I'm about to call the cops, and I'm about to show them the phone and say, we're chasing after this person right now. Let's go.
And he's about to throw up at the same time.
Yeah. And I'm also about to, and I'm obviously my heart is panicking. I'm like, fucking hell, what the hell's going on? Anyway, finally, after about 5 calls, she answered, or 6 calls, and said, no, I'm absolutely fine. And I'm so sorry. And I said, look, I was this close to calling the cops and doing a fucking Michael Bay chase scene down fucking whatever highway it is in Miami.
Sneako's confused.
Why were you not answering?
Well, okay, so because
Why, Layah?
I was having a great time. No, I'm joking. My phone was just on silent. My phone, basically. So if I'm like out, even with friends, but if I'm on a date with a guy, like I make sure that my phone's away. Like I don't want to come across as one of those women. Because imagine we're having a conversation. I'm just here like, yeah.
That was the date I went on.
Yeah. Right. So if I'm out with a man, my phone is away. Like it's for me, I find it really disrespectful. Like even if I'm with a girlfriend and she's on her phone, I will stop speaking while she's staring at her phone. And then when she wants to look back up, I will then be like, okay, I'll continue now. Like I just find it disrespectful. So I don't know, my phone's in my bag. And to be fair, the reason we went up north was to get gas for the car. And it was the only station that was open.
20 minutes north?
Yeah, everything was shut for some reason. I don't know. And so like for a good 20 minutes, we're just up the highway and my phone's on silent. And so yeah, Gideon's like having a heart attack. And
but then I DM'd the guy as well. And then he writes to me after Layah called me like, yeah, it's all good, bro. And then I think also he might have got offended because I then said later on in the night, I wrote to Layah saying all good. And I think he saw the WhatsApp. They were at the restaurant at the time after. And he was like, yeah, it's all good. Like I'm a cool guy. And like, but listen, bro, here's the thing. If you're getting offended by the brother saying all good and constantly checking in, it's like, come on, chill out. Like, you know how it is man to man. You know what the deal is. So I found that kind of weird. That could be a potential red flag. Like, I'm the fucking brother. You know what the deal is. It's like there's this scene in Billions. Do you ever watch the series Billions? It's with Daniel Day. No, what's the American always? Damian Lewis. With Damian Lewis. Anyway, the wife's kind of left him, and she goes to the brother. Anyway, Bobby Axelrod in the series Billions goes storming. He's like this big billionaire, powerful man. He goes storming to the brother's house to find his wife. And the brother is like, no, I'm not telling you where she is. And then they get into this kind of fight. But Damian Lewis, Bobby Axelrod, the character goes, you're a good brother for doing that. You're good. See, as a man, he gets it. He sees he's protecting the woman. That's what you should do. So for him to be like, this was weird. The brother was saying all good. I'm not a creep. And he got offended. It's like, come on, man. Like, you know how it is man to man.
How did you vet him for the date?
How did I vet him for the date? Well, one of the main things is jib-jab, obviously. Jib-jab is obviously a good determiner of like, how his character is. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, and also like he like looked physically strong, and I know that sounds like a really shallow surface level thing to say, but it's actually not, because like this guy was like in great shape. So to us it's like, okay, this is a man who clearly takes personal responsibility. He's clearly not lazy. He's clearly very determined. Like in order to look like that, you've got to be on it. Like you've got to be. This man has discipline. He takes personal responsibility. He's strong. He's masculine. Like cool. Let's find out what he does. Let's speak with him. So that's what Gideon did. And
where'd you find him?
Oh, we can't get into.
Do you go on Tinder to find guys?
I have my ways.
Yeah, we can't give away too much information.
It's the worst thing we know about it. I mean, this whole red pill community talks about it all the time with women. How women get, they're with one guy, maybe they like them, and then something happens, and that they just carry that baggage to the next relationship. And it's just spewing out and she's never the same and all this kind of stuff. So it's very important that you get it right. And if that means you're not going on loads of dates and sleeping, like, so be it. Good. You stay at home, you do it until you feel like you have the right person.
Protect your energy.
Absolutely. You know, and that's the problem with most women in today's world, right? They, like you said earlier, they think they're equal to men. They think they can sleep around. They think they can wear the blazers. I'm doing the business meeting. They think they can act like men. But in actual fact, I said this to you the other day, it's just unbecoming on a woman. You know, it's unbecoming. It's unattractive. It doesn't suit you. You are not designed, born that way. No one wants to see you like that. It's unattractive. The same way, you know, the girls who I've been with wouldn't want to see me in fucking high heels or, you know, in a dress or talk about how I've got my nails manicured or pay more attention to whatever's going on in my closet and all the clothes I've got. Look at it. You know, they wouldn't care. They'd be like, what? This guy likes shoes more than me, or he does his nails better than me, or he has more problems than me. This is but people are just so confused.
But women don't even really care about, women are told to not care about what men want. It's seen as oppressive to go and fit the male gaze. Like, I'm not going to go follow the male beauty standards. They think that they are fighting the patriarchy by not shaving their armpits, by being uglier, by shaving off their hair, by adding a bunch of flags to their bio. Look at all the places I've traveled. I'm an independent girl boss queen. Yeah. They're fighting against the system because I'm not oppressed. I can do what I want. I'm fighting the system. That's what they actually think. It doesn't matter. Even us saying that, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. I was
about to.
Well, I'm just going to respond, Sneako, while I say, yeah. I mean, listen, women are just so. This is what I like to say. I think I said it to Layah the other day. Women have outpriced themselves. Oh, here we go. Women have outpriced themselves.
What's that mean?
Well, think about it. What does it mean to outprice yourself in the marketplace? There was a girl in the gym. I looked at her the other day when I was working out, and
wasn't that much of a.
I could just tell the guy that's going to ask her out, that she will eventually like and, you know, respect and stuff like that, he's going to be an exceptionally competent man, because women now coming into the workplace in the last 50, 60 years, things they're told by the media, they hear Mega Bastallion, they hear all these women.
Nicki Minaj,
they hear all these people and they're like, Spice Ice, I don't even know what that is, but Spice Ice, they hear these people and they think, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and I can sleep around and I can be like a man. And, you know, whether it's like sexually sleeping around or whether it's like earning money like a man, the woman outprices herself so much so that there's no more men left. No one, and then the man wouldn't even want to put up with you in the first place. Why would you want to put up with that kind of woman anyway? It's going to take so much masculine energy to knock her back into her feminine that it's like, I deal with so much crap all day. Why do I have to come home and deal with this? Why? It's like, I don't have time for it. And it's like, I'm doing my part as a man. And it's like, I think you should do your part as a woman. And it's like, people may think this is, you know, sexist. This is old school. This is, you know, you sound like my grandpa. But listen, this has been working for what? Thousands and thousands of years. Okay, it doesn't mean in the last 50, 60 years, due to the invention of contraception, that suddenly we can flip everything the other way and pretend. It won't last and it doesn't work. And it takes you down a very dark place in terms of how society evolves. It would evolve for the worse, you know. And there's other theories like tyranny and stuff like that Layah speaks about a lot, but it's not good.
It's good.
Yeah, okay.
That was pretty good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was good.
That was good. No, that was really good. Well, I was just going to say about, like, you know, women being in their feminine and, you know, the patriarchy and all this rubbish is that men are actually really nice.
Yes, we are.
Men are actually.
You're a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
You're a pretty good guy.
Thanks, man.
Like, they're like.
To say I am too.
No,
you're all right.
Secrets are like it. No, but like men are nice. Like men do nice things for women who are nice. Like, a perfect example was when you didn't want Destiny to debate me. It's just like, nah, let me just protect her. Like, you owe me nothing, yet you just, as a man, wanted to be nice and protect me in that way. Like, the way men want to help, you know, like if he fancies you, there's nothing wrong with if he fancies you, you know, I'll help you move, I'll help you pick up your stuff. Like, and it's not like he's not like, now you owe me sex. No. Yeah. He's just like, if he gets it, well done, he won. If he doesn't, whatever, on to the next. Like, men just do nice things. And so for me, I don't know why
maybe
women
some
are
men
like,
that you're around, because there's a lot of incel trolls
I think
out
there's
there.
look, of
that
course,
need
I
help.
think there's bad people. Bad people exist, right? But I hate the idea of women having to compete with men, and I refuse to. What was it called? The male gaze, like rise to the male gaze, or whatever that phrase
Appeal
is.
to the male gaze.
Right, appeal. Yeah, I refuse to appeal to the male gaze, and I won't shave my armpits, and I'll get rid of everything that's feminine. Like, why? Just be pretty. Just cook him a nice meal. He'll be really lovely to you.
Oh, it's so true. That's all I want. Listen, I just want a woman who every day will make. Look, I'll go do the work. Don't worry. I'll pull in the money. Don't worry about that, baby girl. Like, all I want is bacon, eggs, some fruit, some steak, chicken breast, bananas. I like bananas every day. That's all I need.
Salt, pepper, paprika.
Sure, yes. Salt, pepper it, give it some flavor. That's all I need. That's all I want. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do this whole I'm a man act. No one wants that. No men, like I've said to Layah a million times, no men of real value, of substance, who's working every day and knows he's competent enough to do things on his own. Sure, he can ask you for advice. No man would want a woman like that. So for any women watching this, just listen. All you have to do is really simple. Just be a woman. If you know what that is. No one knows what that is anymore, though.
The bar is really
the bar is so low, and you'll be surprised. That's the real question women should be asking themselves. We had this debate in the cigar lounge the other night with Sunny, actually, with the girl. Remember? It's like the question women should be asking is, how do I retain a high value man? That's the question. How do I do that as a woman? And how do I make him so come to me first in the first instance and keep him coming back to me and me only? He's like, damn, this girl is so good. You know what? I don't want to go cheat on other girls. I don't want to go see that girl tonight. I got this one at home. She's really good. She cooks the best food for me. She does my washing, my clothing, my ironing. She massages me when I come home. Like, whatever it might be, Leo, she treats me like a king that I am. That's the question women should be asking. How do I do that? How do I keep him coming to me? Instead of all this like, oh, but he cheated on me. It's just, that's all crap. You're going down the wrong route. You know, you just need to understand, how do I be a woman? How do I tap into my feminine energy? And for that, I don't know, listen to her. There's other women out there. I don't know.
There's not many women out there.
No,
there's absolutely
there's
none.
a few on Twitter that you follow. Quite.
There's not.
I don't
There's
know.
no female podcast. Maybe this is the only one, but the only female podcasts that are out there, ex-porn stars or female rappers, and they hit the wall, and then they're like, "You need to be a whore too, so that I feel better about being a whore."
Yeah.
And men are toxic for demanding a woman that doesn't have 300 bodies and isn't on camera getting fucked. You're toxic. You're an insecure man. If you just can't put up with me, it must be insecure if you can't see me sucking dick on camera. Like, can we have any sort of standards anymore, or is that oppressive? But we need more women to have this type of podcast. But it's almost impossible to do that if you don't have a Gideon behind the scenes protecting that. Because a woman on her own doing that, it's going to be the comments. It's impossible without it.
I was gonna say I wanted to hear what you were about. I was telling Gideon I wanted you to finish. I was like, wait.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point, actually, what Sneako just said. No, I just want to make that point also. You know, like, men are so important in women's lives. I think I said this to Layah a few times, I think every woman, you know, growing up, you know, as she turns into a teenager or whatever, it goes in her 20s, needs to have some sort of masculine role model, some kind of masculine older figure. It doesn't even have to be her father. It could be an older brother. It could be an uncle. It could even be Uncle Bob next door. You know, that's actually kind of creepy. That's actually kind of weird. But that's actually kind of weird. But you get my point. It could be like some kind of family friend. I don't know, just someone who is filling that void that clearly the woman needs to show the masculine way and guide her in the correct direction. Because women just don't know. They just don't know. They need it.
I think that I would be very different if it wasn't for Gideon. Like, for sure. I was like a little bit of a feminist when I was younger. I was.
No,
like, when I was like 19, 20, 21, 22, it changed at 23. Yeah. I was a bit of a feminist, a little bit. Not like crazy, but I was definitely like, you know, I don't want to like, I felt like proud, you know. I felt like if I make my own money, I was like, I'm really proud, you know. It didn't come from a place of like, I don't like men or I'm competing with men. It wasn't like that.
It was have lovely brothers.
Of course, I love men. Like, I have no issue with men. But it's more like, it was more like, you know, I'm a hard worker and I'm proud of that, you know. That's what it came from.
It's not that feminist.
No, not really. Yeah,
That's
you're
just a normal young woman.
Yeah, I just felt like, yeah, I didn't understand the value of being a mother, perhaps, right, compared to making your own money. Like, I guess when I was like 19, 20, I would look at stay-at-home mums and be like, you don't do anything, right? Like, how are you proud?
I felt that too.
You see what I mean? So it's not like feminist. I think it's just a lack of maturity and understanding. Because like now, like, oh wow, like now I look at mothers as like superheroes. And also I also think the stay-at-home mum is so lucky. Like people really undervalue that. Like the stay-at-home mum, she gets to be in dresses all day, on cloud nine, and like cooking and being sweet and being nice. Like she gets to do all these like fun things. Like yesterday I was making muffins, right? And Gideon was getting really annoyed with me because he wanted to do these emails and I was making muffins and I was so happy making these muffins. I was like, oh, like, okay, now I need to like measure the protein and now I'm going to put like a little bit of water and banana, and I'm like literally just up in the air. And Gideon's like, Layah, can you stop it? Like you act like, what did you like? He's like, can
I said she's in do mode where she's just like making muffins and not a care in the world. I was like, we got fucking emails to do this. We need to work. We got to work. We got to take over. We got to do what we got to do.
And I'm like,
oh, I think they're trying to kick us out.
All right, we'll be 5 minutes. Okay.
They're trying to kick us out.
Yeah, we've hit 5.
Because they don't want us to have these conversations.
Cancel culture.
It's cancel culture.
Oh, we're 10 minutes over.
Yeah, but this place is woke. You said about the rainbow flags.
There's a rainbow flag at the front. I don't think we should support this business anymore. But
all right, I think being a stay-at-home mom is a privilege, and we should value that. Sneako, where can people find you and follow you? Plug yourself, quick.
Rumble.com/Sneako. And if you want to learn from me, I have lessons once a week in the Creativity Kit, along with my other professors that teach wealth creations online. Sonny's in there. I've been hired him. I think he's going to come on full time, but there's a lot of different professors, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sneako. I'm on Twitter all day long. It's very fun. I've been posting my old videos and stuff like that. So you can find me there. And yeah, Rumble every day.
Guys, follow Sneako. He is super bass, doing some amazing things, leading the way in this crazy, crazy world. So Sneako, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you, Sneako.
It's been a pleasure. I know it's a lot of energy.
You're a nice guy.
He's amazing. No, he's actually amazing. He's the nicest. Yeah, he comes across like super like this, but he's like he's a nice guy. All right, we're gonna get overcharged for this.
I'm a nice guy. I mean, I'm a nice guy. Come on.
Overcharge. All right, Sneako, thank you so much. Wait, I need to close. I need to close.
Yes, here, this camera.
All right.
I'll get out of your closing shot.
Thank you. Okay. Are we keeping all this in? Yeah. Go on. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow Sneako. He is doing some incredible things. He's on Rumble, on Twitter, so give him a follow. If you like this kind of content, I'm going to be bringing you a lot more of it. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.